What's up, you guys? So, that sounds like Mr. Beast. Let's not.
Put 100 people inside of a giant circle.
I'm sorry. I'm like a little bit high on caffeine. So, we're doing another video, but this is not going to be like all the other videos I've done where I was like reading off a script because I don't really have like the time, the energy for all that.
I don't know, I just don't think this is like great for me. I don't want to do it. I want to go home. Like, I can't take the pressure of it.
But don't you think any job interview...
So we're just going to go straight off the dome, which is the best way anyways. Okay, so... Oh, I forgot to say... I was going to... Oh. Hey, honey bunnies. That's what I was going to start with.
Hey, honey bunnies.
Okay.
So... I'm sorry, I just need to collect myself. I'm sorry. I'm filming this in my brother's room and it's like dank and nasty smelling in here and like it's hot as hell. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting like hot flashes. Okay, so before any of you guys start, this isn't going to be like every other video analyzing Carmi's mental health. We're not going to be like, oh, he has anxiety and he's traumatized, he has mommy issues. I mean, like, obviously we are going to say that, but the connections I'm going to make in this video are so much more complex than those thin concepts.
It's a rather disconcerting, befuddling, bamboozling question you're asking. To get to the nucleus of...
So I'll start out by looking at what Carmi was like as a kid. In season 2, we get these small details about his behavior as a child, but they tell you a lot. We can understand that he had trouble socializing with people, he was withdrawn, anxious, quiet, and what stands out to me is that he did horribly in school. He even says that I
didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I had a stutter when I was a kid. I was scared to speak half the time. And, I got shitty grades because I couldn't pay attention in school. I didn't get into college. I didn't have any girlfriends. I don't think I'm funny.
And to viewers who forgot about this monologue, it sounds surprising, right? For someone so meticulous, so OCD, so dedicated to his career, you'd think that he graduated from like a top college, right? Or he got straight A's in school. I mean, shy plus anxious teenager might equal sticking your head in a book, right? But these details let us understand the complexities of his emotional state throughout his life, leading up to the time frame of the show. In just a single episode, 7 Fishes, we get amazing context for his home life. Although the episode takes place maybe 5 years prior to the show, it's obvious that the dynamics and energy of his family is the same as when he was a kid. And I'm not going to talk about 7 Fishes because I already have in previous videos, but basically what I'm getting at is that the cause of Carmi's childhood behavior was directly because of his upbringing and the negative impact that had on him. But some of you may be wondering, wait a minute, then why the hell did Michael act completely different? Why was he...
He was loud. And he was hilarious. And he had this amazing ability. He could walk into a room and he could take the temperature of it instantly. He could dial it. And, I'm not built like that, man.
But the reason is that children take on one of several traumatic personality responses. That didn't make any sense. The reason is that children take on one of several traumatic personality responses. And I'm going to explain, so just slow your roll. Okay, so remember, we're going off the dome. So I have these... just give me a second. I have these coping styles I'm going to put up on the screen. I Googled this. Is the source reliable? We don't know. So I circled some of what I think Carmi is suffering from. So I think Carmi suffers from unhealthy, problem-focused coping. Overanalyzing the problem and being unable to make a decision can interfere with the stressor and effective coping. Overthinking or ruminative thoughts, generally abstract, overgeneralized, and intrusive thoughts. Oh, ignore what I just said. But yes, that is true. He is a huge overthinker. I also think he suffers from... Can I not talk with a lisp? I also think Carmi suffers from unhealthy, meaning-focused coping. Like I said, the overthinking. It says studies suggest that rumination may predict symptoms such as depression, anxiety disorders, Carmi, substance abuse, Mikey, traumatics. I'm probably going to bleep that out. It's fine. I also think he suffers from... He's just suffering. He's just suffering, right? Unhealthy social coping. Isolation from his friends and family can be a dangerous coping strategy. So Carmi is definitely a huge isolator. We know this because in his 20s, when he was like on the rise and going to culinary school, he just dug in deep and he didn't talk to anyone. He wasn't connected with his hometown in Chicago. He wasn't connected with his family and friends, right? He was just, off at school cooking up a crack, right? So I also have things that I think that Mikey suffers from, because I want to contrast, how they both responded differently to the same, different effects, but the same cause, right? The cause is their traumatic upbringing, bipolar mom, absent father, etc. But they turned out very different personality-wise. So there's avoidance-focused coping style, which is described as avoiding the stressor by pursuing an alternate person or task. So we've seen that Mikey is very, he's all over the place. He's just pursuing everything. He doesn't manage money well. That was one of the things I circled. If I can find it. Here we go. Unhealthy avoidance-focused coping, which is what I think Mikey has, or had. Past tense. Double homicide. Okay. Substance abuse, such as alcohol or drugs. So we know that Mikey was addicted to painkillers, and he probably also abused alcohol. Smoking. This is probably something that Mikey, we know that Carmi's a smoker, but this is also probably something that Mikey did. So smoking to escape a tense situation. And then impulsive spending. I'm going to re-say that. Impulsive spending is also another thing that Mikey was doing, because he ran their business into the ground. What am I saying? I'm sorry. I'm a little bit all over the place. Okay. Mikey, the beef, that was why was it called that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. The Beef, which is the OG restaurant that Mikey started, or the family. I couldn't really understand what was going on. Okay. And I'm not going to rewatch the show. Too much effort, right? Anyways, The Beef, they had no money. That's the point. Okay, he owed Fesco, whatever that man's name was, a lot of money, right? The uncle. I don't remember his name. Another thing I circled. I don't know what this connects to, but it connects to one of the unhealthy coping effects or whatever. Self-harm. Injurious behavior that is sometimes used for emotional regulation. So, obviously, I don't think they self-harm, but, Mikey did, choose to leave. He decided to just dip out of what we're not going to say, but we all know Brooklyn Bridge, you feel me? So that type beats. Okay, so I have some more things I want to talk about. Okay, so this is like the main, how long? We've been talking for 7 minutes. Okay, the main thing I want to say of this, let me just say it. So the common misconception is that Carmi's clinical anxiety began when his brother died. And the show even leads us to believe that his brother's addiction and death is the catalyst for his emotional problems, hence Carmi going to Al-Anon to solve his issues. This implies that all of his mental emotional issues have to do with Mikey. And it could be the show trying to paint this narrative, or it could be more complex writing on their part, and actually it's Carmi that doesn't realize this fatal flaw. But I just think that it's ridiculous to insinuate that his brother's death is the whole reason he has problems regulating his emotions, right? The anger issues we saw heavy in season 1. Pretty much everyone had anger issues, but Carmi especially just doesn't know how to regulate himself and create a healthy environment. We're going to get more into that, into the kitchen environment in season 3, which is very not feeling that vibe, but as I was saying, anyways, you get the point. I don't need to explain myself. Okay, so what am I saying? Okay, I also want to say he's the middle child, and oftentimes, I mean, personally, I'm not a middle child. That couldn't be me. That's embarrassing. But middle children often feel neglected or left out or ignored, right? Because the oldest child, the parents are putting all this focus on them. They also put majority of their energy into the oldest kid. They're probably going off to college, right? The oldest kid just, they do everything first, right? The youngest kid, which was Sugar, she's just the baby of the family. Honestly, I know they all love Sugar, they were a little mean to her. They were a little mean to her in Seven Fishes, I won't lie. But whatever. Carmi's the middle child, and basically what I find so interesting is that, like, the show displayed that when you grow up in that toxic, you know, what's it called? What's that show that Jeremy Allen White was on? It's called, starts with an S, Shameless. That type of shameless and chaotic family environment where there's all those people around you, you're like living inside of a tornado, and you either end up, I don't want to say becoming a recluse, but you either end up pulling all of yourself in, or you push all of yourself out. So what Mikey did was he pushed everything outward. He was loud, he was big, he was everyone's friend. You know, it kind of seemed not like he had it all together, but it seemed like he was happy, but really he just chose to not deal with. I thought I was going to get into that. There's something more about Mikey. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have another thing I'm going to read from the Vanderbilt Health. That sounds legit. Okay. We're just going to... Anyways, what I was trying to say is that Mikey reacted outward, and then Carmi pulled himself inward in order to sort of paint the shell around himself and protect himself from the toxicity of the family. You know, to make himself smaller because everyone around him was so big. It was too much for him. So what I'm trying to say is that he's not like that because that's his real personality. He's like that because he was made to be like that, right? Because he talks about in his 7-minute monologue about how when he was in the not Alcoholics Anonymous, but you know what I'm talking about, Al-Anon meeting, he talks about how he was shy, and I don't know if he said he had a stutter, whatever. He talked about how he was shy and he didn't have a lot of friends, and like his brother was like his protector and yada yada badada, right? He was like everybody's hates Chris type beat. He was basically a loser. He was pathetic. No, I'm joking.
I'm so sick of these people. Oh!
And he says all of this, and it made me so sad because it's like, you know, sometimes kids aren't naturally shy. They just are forced to become that. And I think that he was forced to, I don't know, to have all of these behavioral traits. And I don't want people to watch the show and think that it's because of Mikey's death, because it's not. It's because of his family. And then Mikey's death sort of amplified his anxiety. Because obviously he didn't grieve properly. He didn't even go to the funeral. Let's talk about that. Clock it. Clock it. He didn't even go to the funeral. That's embarrassing. Let me not say that's embarrassing. That's sad. Okay. Now let me get into my list. This is very just... This is... Oh, you know what I was going to say?
I was going to record this earlier, but like I was like really like starving, and so I was like, hey, let me make like a fancy meal, and then like I'll do this. It's actually coming out worse than it would have earlier, but whatever. I'm going to put up on the screen what I just made tonight, my dinner. Does that not look like the best sandwich you've ever seen in your entire freaking life? Anyways, let me get back to it. A little hint of spiciness, like a little hint of soy sauce, a little hint of the tomato, you know, a little hint of the spice.
Okay, I had to take like a little pause and back. Okay, how kids react to trauma. So this is the list. Feelings of sadness, irritability, anger, helplessness, or anxiety. So let's clock it. Sadness. Well, we know Mikey was sad. I mean, we didn't show it, but we know he was sad deep down. Irritability. Carmi, come on. He will literally snap at you and curse you out in 3 seconds flat. Right? Where's the lamb sauce?
What are you? What is your name? Idiot sandwich. I put these 2 pieces of bread in front of your face, in between your face. What are you, an idiot sandwich, right? The red velvet cake. The rats. Anyways, you get the point.
Anger. He's anger issues. Him, Mikey, everybody in that family. Triple homicide, double homicide, right? I'm not the 1, 2, or the 3, so don't play me. Like, everyone in that family had anger issues. But we're not talking about the family. We're focusing on Carmen. Carmen, also, let's get into this. Why is his name Carmen? What kind of freaking girly ass name is that? What kind of girly ass name is Carmen? Whatever. I don't care. So he's angry. Duh. Helplessness. I mean, do they explicitly tell us or show us that he's having strong feelings of helplessness? No. But can we infer that that's how he feels? Yes. And what the hell? Bro, I hope this shit's recording. My phone just turned off. I think we're good. I think we're gooch. Okay. So, as I was saying, we are going to be analyzing his apartment too. So, if you're getting like this girl's on crack, like stay with me. Okay. Or anxiety. We know, I've already been over it. He's anxious, right? Moments of intense distress. Come on, that's like half the show.
Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me? Huh? Get the fuck back to work! Step out, Marcus, and step out. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Marcus. Get the fuck off my expo jet now!
Half the runtime. Emotional numbing or not feeling much at all. I would say yes. He definitely emotionally numbs himself. I'm going to bring up something that's not actually canon, but it is in my head.
So, there's this fanfic of Sid Carmi, and in it, he tells Sid that he didn't really feel like he was present when he was, how do I say it, tangoing with Claire. Tell me that wasn't real, because I know it's not canon, right? But if you remember and you go back, like I have the mind of a mastermind, right? If you go back, the scenes where he's doing the tango with Claire, the scene is very blue. I think I talked about this in another video. It's super blue. It's super dark. You can't even see the screen. It's got that Netflix, freaking gray all over it. The freaking where the brightness is so low you can't even see the screen. That Game of Thrones type beat, right? And it's so blue when he's with. Why am I talking so loudly? I'm probably blasting the mic. It's so blue when. I'll just pull the mic back. It's so blue. It's so blue. How many times am I gonna freaking say that? The whole screen, the colors are dark and dank and musty, busty, dusty, gusty, and that implies that. Okay, if he was meant to be with Claire, then those intimate scenes would be filmed in warmth, in oranges and yellows, right? In the blush tones. They wouldn't be filmed in freaking sad blue, okay? Can we not talk about the blue anymore? You get what I'm trying to say?
So I think that Carmi numbed himself emotionally, kind of by like mentally checking out and not really being present in the moment. He's very much in his head. And then I also think that Mikey obviously numbed himself, with the Los Drugos, Narcos,
soy el fuego que arde tu piel. You get the point. Okay,
behavioral difficulties, especially in young children. So Carmi didn't have behavioral difficulties as in he was like a bad child, but he did have issues getting good grades. Difficulty sleeping. We know this. I mean, what do we? Yeah, we kind of know this. I mean, he was like, he almost burnt his kitchen down, he was like sleep cooking, I guess. Carmi doesn't, he's different. He doesn't sleepwalk, he sleep cooks, right? And then remember how he was talking to Marcus and he was like, oh, I just wanted to burn everything and whatever. He's a little bit sick in the head. Okay, so then loss of appetite. I don't think that applies, but whatever. Intrusive, unwanted thought. I'm sorry. I'm really trying my best here. Okay. Intrusive, unwanted thoughts or memories about the event, like traumatic events. Yes. I mean, there was that like really awkward like edit of like his panic attack and he was like thinking of everything at the same moment and then like Sydney shows up. So try to convince me that they're not supposed to be together, but whatever. Strong reactions to reminders of the event. I would say no. Avoidance of people, places, or situations related to the event. I don't know. We never got an example of that. Regression in developmental milestones. Okay, we don't have enough information. Difficulties with concentration or blanking out. Yes. I mean, I'm gonna freaking blow my head off because remember when Carmi was supposed to do the taste testing? He was supposed to explore the flavors. I want to say it so bad. I'm not going to say it. You know what I want to say. He was supposed to do like a whole Chef Remy, Chef Boyardee with Sydney, and then he freaking ditches her to go like mail a bubble letter with Claire or whatever. I mean, that's pathetic. Embarrassing. Okay. So, difficulty with concentration. Oh, I already said that. Okay. Physical restlessness or feeling on edge. On edge is like his middle name. Don't play about it. Social withdrawal. I mean, like, kind of, yeah. Increased complaints of aches and pains. And this is where I get into his apartment. So I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen. So first off, we'll start with the opening shot. So if you don't know this scene, this is when Carmi invites Sydney over to his apartment to taste the rainbow. I'm joking. To plan their chaos menu, right? So Sydney walks in this weird freaking bubblehead wrap. And We immediately get a shot of his apartment. So we're going to analyze everything in here, sort of. So he's got an old-ass TV. Embarrassing. So he's got this ugly lamp. Nothing's cohesive. He's got this old, dusty, busty, musty, crusty-looking couch. Multicolored couch. He's got his books on the ground. No bookshelf, right? It looks like he just moved in. He's still got his moving in boxes. And he's probably been living here for a year at least. Wait,
but maybe he just moved there for the restaurant. I can't even get my facts straight. I don't know. Either way, he should not have his moving boxes everywhere.
He's got this old-ass remote. What is that? It's embarrassing. Anyways, he's got disinfectant in the corners. I mean, what is even all this stuff? Disgusting, right? There's no paintings. There's no pictures, right? Next scene, we get just a plain shot of the wall. And I know what you're thinking. There's nothing on the wall. Exactly. Because this man doesn't put any photos of his family on the wall. No friends, no nothing, no accolades. It's just a nail. Just a nail. Dude, a nail. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So then this is where what I just said. Complaining of pains and aches. So here we have, and I had to Google what this is used for. Ibuprofen. Everyone knows ibuprofen. There's a huge thing of ibuprofen.
Also, what is this Up and Up brand? You can't even buy like the expensive ibuprofen. You have to buy the Up and Up version? I mean, come on. You are a freaking Michelin star chef. Freaking, as Sydney's words, the best chef in the country.
I know who you are. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you're the most excellent CDC at the most excellent restaurant in the entire United States of America. Number one glazer is Sydney. Actually, number one glazer is Daniel LaRusso.
And it would help her now. We don't teach these kids to fight with anger. It's not the Miyagi-Do.
I should probably do some videos on Cobra Kai. Who wants that? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you want a Cobra Kai video. Okay, because I'm very hyperfixated on that. Anyways, so ibuprofen. So if you're like, a well-adjusted adult, you already know what it is. But it is a medicine. It doesn't matter. It's pills. I googled. I have my screenshot. Okay, here we go. It is a non-steroidal strudel anti-inflammatory drug used to treat mild to moderate pain, such as inflammation, swelling, stiffness, and joint pain. Guys, Carmen his back is literally breaking. He's literally in pain 24/7, freaking aching all over, shaking and aching and bacon. Shaking and aching and bacon. Because of his anxiety. Because of his anxiety. Okay. I feel like, okay, let me go back to my bullet points because, I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so we went over, dude, that was a whole tangent just on the middle child. I just have one bullet point that just says middle child, and I just went on that whole tangent. Okay. So another thing, oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm never going to sing again. Okay. I'm sorry, my brain's frying. So my next point, Carmen needs to tell his mom how he feels. Okay, this is why am I getting excited? Let me chill. I'm sorry, okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut all that out. Okay. So I think, here, let me pull up a photo of him just to get my brain juices flowing. So I think, ooh, that was a horrifying picture. Okay, so I think that Carmi, oh my gosh, okay. So this is my theory. So my theory is that, here, let me sit up. I'm sorry, I'm really uncomfortable. I'm sitting on this disgustingly old beanbag that my brother has. Okay. And I'm losing blood in my arm. I'm sorry, okay. So, this is my theory. My theory is...
This is kind of podcast format. I hope that's okay with you. If it's not, too bad, so sad. Get over it. Also, can we talk about how in my first video people were saying I sounded like Iowa Debris? Are you okay? I don't sound nothing like her. No child. Okay. You're like, get into the theory. Hurry the fuck up. Okay.
So my theory is that when a parent traumatizes you in the way that Carmi's mother did, the only way to truly get over it is not through talk therapy. It's not through Al-Anon. It's not through this and on, right? It's not through all these nons. It's through telling them face to face, just telling them off, right? Telling them, you hurt me. You didn't try hard. You could have been a better mother, and then letting go. That's my opinion. Now, obviously, if they died or something, now this is where I'm going to get into the solutions. So what I think is that in order for Carmi to release a lot of this, emotional baggage that he's holding on to, is he needs to go meet up with his mom, go to lunch with her, and then just tell her you know, how he feels. I know he loves her, but something I want to point out that I really appreciated is this was like, okay, Carmi is like very frustrating in the way that he treats people and just like is not socially, emotionally aware of like how he's being, especially in season 3 when he starts like doing a new menu every day. Like, boy, are you sick? If I lived in Chicago and I went to this restaurant, right, and I had this spectacular meal, freaking the flavors are melting on my tongue, right? I had this spectacular Rummy Chef moment, and then I go back and you don't have any of the same foods, and then you give me a mini steak for $24.99. You give me a bite-sized leaf for $30.99. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Hell no. I don't care if you bring me a soda tray. And dude, the way this dude manages his money, what are you spending all this money on? Whatever. We're not even gonna get into that. It doesn't. Maybe we'll talk about it later. I don't know.
What we're saying now is that I think he needs to go sit down, lunch, talk to his mom,
tell her how he feels. What was I need to circle back. I need to circle back to my other point. What I was trying to say. Let me organize. Let me freaking file it in my brain. I really appreciated that when they opened the restaurant, Sugar was all like, I think Carmi was telling Sydney, yes, it was when Carmi told Sydney, like, oh, like, what's your relationship like with your mother? And she was like, oh, she's dead. So, yeah. And he was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. Right? That's not even how it happened. Anyways. So when all that went down, Carmi was like, oh, well, you know, like, Sugar expects, like, our mom to come to the opening, and, like, she expects all this of our mom, and, like, I already know how it's gonna go, right? Because he already has, his mom lowered the expectations, like, he's just not expecting something that's not existing within reality, whereas Sugar, like, tries to see the best in her mom for some odd reason, whatever. We're not gonna analyze Sugar, okay? She's too boring to analyze, sorry, not sorry. So, basically, Carm Magarn, he needs to sit down with his mommy, and he needs to tell her how he feels, and get it out, and then he doesn't have to, like, be no contact with her. I mean, she'd probably, like, never talk to him again, because, like, she's very, like, victim complex, like, bipolar, like, schizophrenic, like, she's got everything in the books, right? But I just think it would just take such a shoulder, it would take such a shoulder off his weight, it would take such a weight off his shoulder, and so that's what I think he should do. Is he going to do that in the show? Obviously not, because you know what, the writers don't have the mind of a mastermind like I do. They don't have the mind of a mastermind, and they can't have, their cognitive wheels are not thinking in the ways that my wheels are turning, okay? If you hear background noise, ignore it. You can't hear it. You can't hear it. Okay. The other thing I want to say, I know what you're thinking. Okay, well, he has a lot of baggage with Mikey. Mikey's dead. He's gonzo. He's 6 feet under, right? He ain't coming back. He's dead like Gwen Stacy, right? Why was I about to do like a bar? He dead like... Okay, let me stop. At first I tried to sing, now I'm trying to rap. I need to shut up. Okay, so, like... Mikey's dead, but he can still write him like a letter and then like put it in... You know when they have those like Asian lantern festivals? Hello? He can put the, you know how people draw on the lanterns, paint on them, then they let them up in the sky in those little park festivals? Hello? He can put his letter up there. Boom. 3 big booms. Boom.
We're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
Boom, boom. Feel me? Okay. Next point. I'm just going to read it. People can't work in an environment where the goal is critical acclaim, because if a singer only sings to win a Grammy, they're going to fail. If an actor only acts to win the Oscar, they're going to fail. If a chef only cooks to get the Michelin star, they're going to fail. Why? Because passion has nothing to do with hard work or acclaim or success. Passion has everything to do with love and the voice inside of us. Starting to sound like Darman. The voice that can't shut up when our absolute favorite thing in the okay. That last sentence didn't make any coherent sense. It's like giving ADHD. Which I don't have, obviously. Hello. Be so for real right now. That's, ew, gross. I could never have something like that. Okay, this point, if you didn't process anything I just said, because I didn't. What I'm trying to say... Oh, this had to do with season 3. This was the point. Okay, so, like, dude, if I had, like, written this out in a script, I would have been like, Part 1, Carmi's childhood. Part 2, Carmi's early 20s. Part 3, Carmi as an adult. And it would have, like, made sense. And, like, it would have been, like, in order, but we're not doing any of that. So it's just kind of getting brain dump. But you know what? It's a je ne sais quoi, enfant tout fond. It's a pondo, tonde, chonde. It's a French ravioli dip type of fried raviolo. It's a Brittany Broski concoction, wheels off the handles flying, driving into the end zone.
Oh, yeah. Da, 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 da. I got a new life.
You feel me? That's what this is. And I hope you're strapped in. What am I saying? I'm trying to talk about season 3, and my brain's short-circuiting. You know what I just got reminded of? Is that guy from Napoleon Dynamite, his cousin. He's like, what's his girlfriend's name? Shonda? LaFonda? What's his, Napoleon?
Sorry, Napoleon, we're just running a little bit late for some prime rib. Tell Uncle Rico not to wait up for me.
I can't do his accent, but if I ever learn to do that guy's accent, it's over for you bitches. I'm gonna be using it every single day. Okay. As I was saying, so in season 3,
in season 3, Carmi's being like hella toxic, and he's like whipping everyone senseless, and he's like changing the menu every single day. And the reason he even did this is because Sydney told him, this is not Sydney's fault, but Sydney put it in his head. She was like,
I want to get a star, Carmi. That's not how she said it, but that's how I'm gonna say it. She was like, Carmi, I want to get a freaking Michelin star. Like, I'm not working at your freaking shitty ass restaurant if I'm not gonna get a Michelin star. Like, hello.
Sydney put that in his head, and so Carmi, goes into deep hole, I'm thinking Thumbelina. He goes into a sort of Groundhog's Day, Bill Murray, what's the mole in Thumbelina, that creep, that pervert? He goes into a sort of hole, and he's like, okay, I gotta get the Michelin star. I gotta get them. Keep in mind, this man has already gotten a Michelin star before at Erewhon, or whatever the restaurant was called. It was called like Ever. I'm going to call it Erewhon though. So at Erewhon, he got the Michelin star already, but he needs to get another one at the Bear because he does this. He's okay. So basically he's literally freaking everyone out. And this is what made me want to slap the crap out of him. He's freaking breaking down Ibra. I think that's his name, the African man. He's breaking down our African uncle. He's tearing apart Tina, the mother. She's literally raising her child. She's raising her teenage son. You're freaking breaking her down. Or wasn't he an adult? I feel like he was like 16, whatever. I don't even want to talk about my qualms with season 3. You guys already know. Season 3 is too slow. It's just, dude, like the episode, I already talked about it. We're not going to talk about it again. What I'm trying to say is that in regards to his mental health, like if your only goal in your pursuit is just to win the trophy or to win the award, right? Or to get the highest form of recognition, such as the Michelin star, you're gonna fail, because what needs to be fueling a pursuit is a love for the craft, right? If you want a career out of it. And what I don't understand as to why he's doing this is like, getting a Michelin star is not gonna make your restaurant good. Maybe it'll make it good on paper, but it's like, I don't understand why the Michelin, okay, this is the issue. Listen up. If you haven't been paying attention, because all this sounds like a splash of dash, a rainbow dash, right? If you haven't been paying attention, listen to this. The Michelin star pipe dream does not align with why he took the restaurant, okay? Or why he built the restaurant. He built the Bear because it was him and his late brother's dream, and his brother died, right? And he left the restaurant in his name. A restaurant with, by the way, was already in debt and in pieces and had a bunch of health
code violations, but regardless, right? He spends a whole season, 2 seasons, building this restaurant into a fine culinary, fine dining Chef Remy experience, right? Chef Boyardee, Pildo, Doughboy, Pillsbury Doughboy, a marshmallow scented David Bowie. You get the point. He builds it up into this je ne sais quoi en fond pour tout, right? Timothy Chalamet, and that was all for his brother. Listen up again, because I just went on another brain dump. Listen up again. That was all from Mikey. Okay, he did that for Mikey, to keep his brother's dream alive, the dream that he always wanted. Okay, Carmi didn't want to be the best chef in the country. Also, if you notice, he's horrible at taking praise, because if you go to the scene where him and Sydney meet, and she's like you're the best CDC in the entire United States. What are you doing here? And he's like, making sandwiches. I'm making sandwiches, right? I'm making sandwiches.
Making sandwiches.
When he does that, it's like his dream was not to be some culinary schmulinary, right? His dream was to just, or what he really wanted at the end of the day was just to run the restaurant with his brother. That's what he wanted. He just wanted love. That's what all of us want. Okay, when we pursue these crazy things, sometimes it's just because we're still seeking that validation. And we think that it'll fill, he thought that, he did it out of spite. Okay, he already admitted it in the 7-minute monologue. He said that he became this great chef and worked his ass off because he kind of wanted to say, like, F you to Mikey, right? Like, you're not going to let me work in your restaurant? F you, I'm going to become a better chef than you'll ever be. I'm going to be in restaurants that you'll never even touch, let alone work in, right? And so the Michelin star thing has nothing to do with keeping your brother alive or like, oh, this is all for Mikey and, you know, let it rip, dude. They don't align. So he needs to switch that up quick, because you're running all your employees into the ground. I mean, this is supposed to be a family restaurant. What I don't understand is, like, I don't like the whole fine dining thing. I think the show would be so much more entertaining if it was like fun, family schmamily, right? If it was giving like Papa's Pizzeria up in here. You know, why are we trying to do this? You know, oh, here's the cardamom blue. You just tap the lemon. There's a lemon creme brulee sauce, and you just tap the lemon juice and tap the creme brulee. And like, no, I don't want to eat that because I'm done in 2 bites and I'm not even hungry. I'm full. I mean, I'm saying everything wrong. Everything's coming out wrong. What I'm trying to say is that food he's serving, I already know I'm gonna be hungry after. Okay, I'm gonna be hungry after because you just gave me 2 bites full. And then, oh, another thing I want to say, I'm very concerned with if he can even pay these people their salary in season 3 because he's spending like thousands of dollars every night on the food. And then his uncle, I'm just gonna call him Uncle Ruckus because I don't remember his name. Uncle Ruckus is over here, I mean, he's white, but it doesn't matter. Uncle Ruckus is over here like, dude, I just gave you a loan for the restaurant and you're freaking spending $500 on butter? On butter? On butter? What the fuck are you doing? On butter? Sorry, I was giving an aura for a second. I was talking to her and I wasn't talking to you. I'm sorry, that was really, really bad. I was talking to her and I wasn't talking to you. So you can just shut it. Okay, I don't know. I'm 44 minutes in and like this has nothing to do with the bear anymore. Oh, so sorry if I just messed up the mic. This thing is like $20 on Amazon, so sorry if the quality's not to your standards. I remember on one of my videos, like a Euphoria video, someone commented, they were like, you need to get a microphone because like your audio is really bad. Can you not like be evil? Like, can you not like be a hater? Like, there's no need for that energy up in here. Okay. I don't know what else to say about Carmi other than that he's just a big fat, he's pretty skinny, but you know what I mean. He's a big fat a-hole right now and just, I'm not vibing with him. Like, he's so mean to Sydney, she's about to leave. Oh my gosh, okay. This actually has nothing to do with anything, but I wanted, like, when Sydney had the panic attack, I wanted Carmi to come back to the party and then, like, be like, oh, like, I don't know, some excuse for him to open the closet. Like, oh, I mean, putting your coat in there doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Let's say, let me paint the picture for you. There's like 20 people at Sydney's after party, right? 20 people there. All the shoes are in the front of her walkway of her, new apartment. There's like freaking 40 pairs of shoes on 20 pairs. You get the point. All these shoes are in the front. So Carmi's like, crap, bro. I need to put my shoes somewhere else, right? He walks down the hall. He opens the closet. Well, actually, the first thing he does is he sees Richie. And casually he goes, wait. He goes, where's Sid? Richie goes, I don't know. Right? I think she stepped out. So then Carmi comes around the bend. He sees the closet. He opens it to put his shoes in there. Duh. So that he can find them after the party's over. And then he sees Sydney having a panic attack. Sydney's breathing in tenses because she's like, oh my God, this bitch is in here. He's like, oh my God, this nigga. Oh my God, why is this? Wait, that just reminded me of Wait, I'm sorry. When the black dude in White Chicks, does he say nigga please? He definitely does not say the N-word, right? Didn't you know this was an all-white party? Get this jigaboo out of here. Okay, someone's gonna die. Someone in the comments is gonna diagnose me. Okay, so let me get back in my head. My imagination, the juices are flowing. So he opens the closet. Her breathing intensifies because she's like, oh shit. The cause of my panic attack is literally in the door looming over me. Carmi shuts the door quickly. He's like, Sydney, are you okay? And then he turns on the lights, right, because it's dark in there. And he gets down on her level. And he, like, calms her down. And, like, they have all this deep conversation. It's like, give me the Oscar. Give him the Oscar, right? Imagine this. Because of this scene, Jeremy Allen White wins his first Oscar. Crap, he can't win an Oscar for a TV show. Doesn't matter. They open up a new category at the Oscars for TV. He wins an Emmy. Boom. Everyone's winning the Golden Globes. Boom. Ayo Edebiri's winning 5 Golden Globe. Boom. Do you see the vision of the scene? Why would you have a scene of her having a panic attack and then no one discovers her?
Films are not utilizing the I can't think of the word, but the potency, the value in having someone and a character react to another character's intense moment. That is what creates Oscar-winning scenes.
Oscar-winning, right? That is what creates Oscar-winning tears. Is when someone reacts to something. Why would it, like, okay, Sydney having the panic attack, okay, it's like, okay, give it the Oscar, right? Give it the Oscar, okay, like, right? Like, give it the Oscar, right? Like, she was acting her ass off, but, like, it's boring. It's boring. I wanted Richie to find her, dad moment. I saw someone say, like, oh, Richie and the sister? I was like, that's disgusting. I'm not going to say who said that to me. If you're watching this, you know that you said that to me. Richie and Sugar? That is literally like his niece. Whatever. We're not even going to talk about that. Someone, I swear to God, not the same person, someone else said Richie and Sydney. I've literally seen fan fictions, Richie and Sydney, you're sick in the head, you deserve jail time. Straight away. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. editing me, put in the SNL clip of that gay dude saying straight to jail. Yeah, because
You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving to undercooked fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail.
what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay? If Richie had come in when Sydney was having her panic attack, we could have had an awesome dad moment. If Carmen had come in, we could have had a nice romantico, soy fuego que arde tu piel, right? Narcos. No, that didn't make any sense. But you get the point. Pedro Pascal. We could have had a nice Pedro Pascal moment, whatever that means to you. I don't know what that means, but I know you know what it means, right? We could have had the Last of Us type moment. With Richie and Sydney. And instead you have no one come in when she's having her panic attack. She's just freaking out in there. Her heart's freaking pumping out of her chest alone. And there's like 40 people in her apartment. Like, what is that? What is that? I don't know the directors' names. I think there's like 2 creators of The Bear. You guys need to get it together because what are you doing anymore? Okay? What are you doing? I also want to say, there was one more thing I want to say that I like just thought of. Of course, it's already gone from my head. Nothing up there. I mean, I can always say Claire's annoying. That's always a point. In any given video, you can always just say Claire's annoying, and that's a whole point in and of itself. I do think that in season 4, if anyone's wondering what I want in season 4, I'll tell you right now. What I want in season 4 is a Carmi-Sydney romance. Actually, that's not what I want. What I want is for Sydney to leave him and for him to come crawling back to her on his knees, Bridgerton style. I want Carmi to be on his knees, calling Bridgerton style. Now, of course, okay. I want him to be crawling on his knees so bad that his kneecaps are decapitated. I want it to be absolutely infuriating. Camilla is who I want. Camilla is why my lawyer's like, I'm sorry. I also want in season 4 no more cameos that are like really, really bad. No more John Cena. No more like I don't want to see like Jimmy Fallon in the next season. I don't need none of these cameos. They're distracting. It's the fact that Johnny Cena's character. I mean, first of all, I couldn't see him. So when people were telling me about it, I was like, what are you looking at? There's no one on the screen but Fak and the other guy. But regardless, allegedly he was in the show, right? I didn't see it, but allegedly John Cena was in the show. Allegedly, I haven't seen him in years, but whatever. Even if he was in the show, which I don't think he was, there's no need for that. You're not adding anything. You just look weird. Not that I could see him, but if I did, he'd probably look weird. I mean, he's probably gotten old in recent, whatever. So more Richie in season 4. More Richie. Oh my God, more of that one guy. More of that one sexy guy. You know who I'm talking about. Richie's ex-wife's boyfriend. More of that guy. Just so I can look at him. Anyways, it's giving the trap. Also, just to address the elephant in the room, I am going to be editing this in 4x3 style. Now, if you don't know 4x3 style, watch an old Hollywood movie. If you haven't, you're uncultured. You uncultured swine. I'm going to be editing this in 4x3 just because it's my favorite. I'm so, once you've edited, this is a hyper-specific experience. Once you've edited your 257th The Bear video, you get kind of sick of looking at, I can never get sick of looking at Jeremy Allen's face. But you know what I mean. You get kind of sick of having to download 1,000 clips of The Bear. You're kind of I'm kind of going a little bit insane, right? Shoot me now. But that's why I'm editing in 4x3 and I'm going to be adding hella grain so you can't even see it. I like to add hella grain, and it's going to be looking cinematic. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Okay, so I know this is not my audience, but also subscribe. If you're watching this and you haven't already subscribed, you're probably not my people. If you haven't subscribed, you're probably not my people. But if you have subscribed, you're obviously my people. I'm sorry.
I was about to say something crazy. We finish each other's sandwiches. That's what I was gonna say. I never met. Okay. Another thing, if anyone was wondering my opinion on Frozen, Frozen 2 sucked. And we don't need a Frozen 3. Is Elsa really a lesbian? Let's get it. The last thing I want to say is I do want to make a video on It Ends With... I did not mean to say It Ends With Us. Oh my God. If you just clicked off right now, click back on because I didn't mean to say that. I want to make a video about A Little Life by Hanya Yanabibara. I don't care about messing up her name. I know how to say her name, but I hate that woman. I don't want to say I hope she dies because I wouldn't wish death upon anyone, but except for R. Kelly or someone, or except for Woody Allen. But anyways, I want to make a video on that, but I know this is not a book channel. It's a film channel, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm just a bad girl. I did a bad thing. I already know you guys are sick of me. Okay, I don't know. That's all I had to say. I probably could have said a little bit more, but I can't think of anything else. I also need to learn how to do a Peter Griffin accent. I guess my advice to everyone watching this and listening would just be, oh, I did want to say that I feel like I already said this though. Or maybe I'm thinking of the different dimensions where I said it. I don't think that Carmi should be going to Al-Anon. I think that he needs to be going to, like, an actual therapist. And I still think the letter lantern thing is a fire idea. Are you kidding me? But, like, he needs to go to, like, a real therapist, like a psychiatrist or something, because he has actual issues. Like, oh, I wanted to say, you know who I'm a Sid Carmi shipper? They shouldn't even date at this point. They shouldn't even date. This man's a mess. Anyway, I did want to say this. This was funny. Who would want to date Carmi? He would be the worst boyfriend in the world. He'd forget your dates. He would, he freaking, like, light you on fire in his sleep. Oh my god, dude. He'd freaking, scream at you. Like, I mean, not on purpose, but, you know, it might happen. He'd probably accidentally mix, like, ibuprofen in your drink. Actually, though, I would maybe, like, date him just for the food. A girl's gotta eat. A girl's gotta eat. A girl's gotta eat. But, yeah, I think we're done. I think everyone wants me to shut up now. Unless I have some more to analyze, because, you know, I always got more to analyze. Wait a minute. Pause. If you just felt the mic, it's because I accidentally touched it. Anyways, I sound like an incel. There's also social coping, which I think is what Mikey did, which is why he was such, like, a social butterfly. He was such, like, a popular, I want to be popular, right? We're not going to talk about, no one wants to hear about the coping styles anymore. Who am I? Oh, also comment down below if I should open an a cappella singing group, if I should become a rapper, if I should, shut up. Bye.
So normal, totally normal.